Hello everyone, my name is Chichi and I would like to welcome you to my channel. So today I would like to speak about my experience here in Germany and also as well as Denmark, and try to compare my experience in both the countries. If that sounds interesting for you, then please make sure to subscribe, make sure to share to someone who is planning to travel abroad, planning to come here to study, or just migrate in the different ways that one can. And hopefully you can get something from uh, this video. This is obviously something a lot of people have spoken about. There's a lot of videos, people sharing about their culture shock and like trying to compare the different countries in Europe. But again, it's a bit different from person to person. So this is my experience, and if I mention anything, just know that this is specifically what I have experienced here. So, Germany and Denmark, obviously two different countries, and also similar in a way. Um, Big country, small country. Denmark with a population of approximately 6 million, and Germany around 83 million. So that's a big difference. So I lived in Denmark for about 1 year and a half, and here in Germany I have been living for almost 6 months. So I think some of the experience might be a bit biased because I've not tried a lot of things here in Germany, but I look forward to. I obviously think that both countries are really beautiful, and people are friendly and kind and always ready to help, and it's not so hard to navigate as a foreigner. But this also is a bit controversial because some people have experienced that it's not so easy. So I'll try to be very honest and try to share the experiences as honest and as raw as I can. And yeah, let's see. So, number one is about the weather, because obviously coming from Kenya, hmm, very warm place, and Denmark, the coldest place ever. It's really cold and windy and rainy, and obviously the first time I experienced winter, which was very brutal. So if you compare Denmark and Germany, I believe that the weather is a bit the same. Yeah, because I've tried winter in both countries and it's the same. Winter 2026 was really brutal, and it's the same in Denmark and Germany, I would say. But in Germany, it's a bit less windy than Denmark. Denmark is very, very windy. So, yeah, that's it. But the weather was my first culture shock. Yeah. Next, number two, the food. Yes, the food is great, but a bit different from the food in Kenya. Yeah. But between the food in Denmark and in Germany, I think I like the food in Germany better than the food in Denmark. But this should not be offending anyone. It's just my preference. But I've also already been enjoying a lot of very great Danish delicacies. In Germany, yes, they eat a lot of bread, but I like the bread. I think I like the bread. But the bread that is a bit different from the kind of bread that I've tried before is the bread that's really very hard and crunchy. It's a bit, yeah, but that's about it. But I like the food. I like the food. It's not, it was just a bit different from what I'm used to. Obviously, used to ugali, sukuma wiki, nyama, meat, beef meat, not a lot of pork. I actually had never tried to eat pork when I was in Kenya, so it was my first time in Denmark. But it's not that I don't eat it because of the religion or anything, but in my home we've not been cooking pork meat a lot, or ever actually. But I actually like it. Hmm? It's really nice. I like flæskesteg. In Denmark and also in Germany, it's also flæskesteg. So number three is the people. Mhm. Uh, my experience in both countries is that I've met people who have been really kind to me. Okay, the right word is both countries people are a bit friendly and helpful, but Danish people are a bit more polite than German people. Some. This is some. I should remember that. It's really some because you cannot generalize anything. People are different. So, uh, and in Kenya, and so the culture shock part here is that in Kenya, people are more warm than here. People here are really minding their business, and yeah. But in Kenya, people are more warm and really, if you meet, it will be laughs, and it doesn't matter that you just sat in a matatu or sat in a public transport. You don't know the person, but you can start a conversation. My sister is so good at that. She will just say hi to anyone, and when she sits in a matatu, it's so easy for her to start a conversation with the people, and I think it's really nice. But here, people are really mostly minding their business. Not that if you try to talk to them, they will keep quiet. No, they will answer, but they will not be the first to initiate conversations. But it can happen. I'm only talking about some people. Number five, language, of course. In Denmark, the official language is Danish, and they also speak English, almost everyone. And in Germany, it's German, right? But some Germans also understand English. But mostly in Germany, people prefer to speak German than English. They will not prefer to speak English, but in Denmark, they will speak Danish. They will prefer most certainly to speak Danish. But if you start a conversation in English, they will most certainly answer you. The official language is German, so it's very hard, and it's really advisable for you to learn the language, especially if you're someone who is trying or planning to come here. Then it will be of big advantage that you learn the language, because so it's easier in Denmark because you can speak English. If you're an English speaker, then it's easier, especially if you're from Kenya now, then it's easier in Denmark to navigate. You cannot get stuck somewhere. And especially if you want to see a doctor here in Germany, then you will have to request and ask if the doctor speaks English, and then that's good for you. But then it will be a challenge. Public transport. Public transport is easier in Germany than in Denmark. If it's in terms of bigger cities in Denmark, then it's okay. Public transport is really good, and the train comes after a few minutes. Then the next train comes, and then so it's different. But if you're living in remote places in Denmark, then it's a bit hard, because then the train does not come so frequently and the bus does not come so frequently, and then you have to wait for long. And especially if it's in the winter, then that's not so good for you. So in Denmark, a driving license would be something that you would need if you are living in the cities, smaller cities. But in Germany, then I think the public transport is doing, you will get it, it can come after 30 minutes, after 20 minutes, but then it's easier, because I think even in the smaller towns, then the bus goes there or the train goes there. So I think it's easier. Economy. Mhm. Life is expensive in Denmark than in Germany. Life is very expensive in Denmark. But expensive is also relative. For some people, maybe they find it not expensive, but most people say that Denmark life is expensive than in Germany. So more life in Denmark than life is a bit more expensive than here in Germany in terms of buying clothes, groceries, food, shopping, everything. Things are more cheaper here in Germany, and it's quite okay. And especially with groceries, it's really important. As a black person, you need a lot of iron. If you're not getting enough greens, enough groceries, then that's not so good for you. Lastly, it's about, in Germany, there's a lot of paperwork. In Denmark, digital country, digital country, everything online, visa online, signatures. This also, you can also sign online. You can most certainly do everything online. But here in Germany, you have to go to the office physically. You have to sign the papers. You have to get a lot of papers, especially if you're dealing with applying for visa. Then you have to really keep your file well and make sure that you're keeping all your papers. Opening a bank account, then you get all your papers. You have to file them. It's really important. But in Denmark, digital country, that's good. In fact, I believe that in Kenya it's a bit more digital than in Germany, because in Kenya it's not a lot of papers. It's really good, and they also have really good laws about data protection. It's about cash. It's about money. Denmark's a cashless country. Aye. You can even buy a banana with a card. But in Germany, you basically have to have coins with you, because when you're going to the bakery, some bakeries do not accept a card. You pay by cash. You can also take the bus by paying cash. Almost everywhere you have to carry your cash, your coins. But in Denmark, then that's a bit different. You have to have your card. You have to use mobile pay. It's just my own experience. Overall, I think I've had good experience, but maybe it's because I also had a support system. Then it's easy to navigate. But if you are new, it's a bit hard, but it's doable, and people are friendly. So I hope you'll have a good experience if you're coming here. So thank you so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe. I'm sharing content about travel. I'm also vlogging, sharing about my daily life here. And yeah, if it's something that could be of interest to you, please make sure to subscribe, like, share to someone else. And yeah, if you are also interested as a foreigner, maybe to know about the life in Kenya, then you can also please leave a comment or also share on my inbox, and then I will make a video about that. So thank you so much, and bye.